As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, I'm going to start off with the NFL. Finally, finally, a international game worth a destination worth going to. Brazil. Brazil
Ooh,
is the NFL set to decide on a 2024 Brazil game, and that could come out as early as today, as far as who's going to be in it and all of those things, if it hasn't already. Also talking about perhaps Spain coming up, right? They are making a huge push, and they have been. This isn't anything new, but they're making a huge push to try and grow the sport internationally. Um, you you are saturated in the United States. Everybody is a football fan to some degree, right? You're really not going to grow your fan base very much within the borders of our country. If you're going to grow the sport, you're going to have to do it internationally. They've been doing the London games. We saw the Germany game. Spain is coming. Brazil is coming. There's going to be more of this. And whether you like it or not, as a fan, with your team going out and playing, it really doesn't matter because they're dead set on trying to grow and generate more revenue, and they're going to have to go internationally for that. So expect more of it, not less.
that's exactly right. This is where I'm at with the international games. And I played in one of the London games and had an awesome time. Had way too much fun. We were there for the entire week. It was, whew, but there's a reason they're continuing to do it. They are getting some metrics from that entire experience, whether it's ticket sales, the feedback from those cities internationally. They're continuing to press this because it makes financial sense, or at least that's my assumption. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
the NFL would continue to do it if they didn't think that it was working. So we'll see. Brazil getting chosen over Spain, though. Interesting. I,
Yeah.
Barcelona may be the coolest city I've ever been to. I thought it was like the coolest city in the world. I've never been to Madrid, but it is. If you would have played an NFL game in Barcelona, or excuse me, Barcelona, I would have. I would have tried to get to that one. It's awesome. I loved that city, but I'm sure I'm sure the good people, the Brazilians, will be fired up to watch some American football. Dude, they play American football there? I assume.
No, they
Maybe.
don't play American football anywhere but America, but I think they watch it, you know. I, it's interesting. I don't know why Brazil over Spain. I remember the Barcelona Dragons from the it wasn't NFL Europe. It was like I don't know. They had it in the 90s. I had football cards from the Barcelona Dragons is why I remember. But Brazil, huge population. I mean, there's you can get a you can get a new quarterback through free agency or through the draft and sell a bunch of jerseys to your fan base. But you're never going to be able to replicate what bringing a new sport, a new team, new players to a country of Brazil that has millions of new people, right? And if they've that's what they're trying to tap into is, I mean, there's 8 billion people on the planet or 7 billion, whatever it is. And just a very small percentage of that watch and are fans of American football. Like, go watch the World Series of cricket has like billions of people that watch it live compared to like we think our shows or our games do big numbers. It ain't close to what some other sports do. So I think that's what they're trying to tap into.
So back in 2022 is when they assigned different teams to different international countries
Mm-hmm.
and basically said, hey, try to grow your brand here. try to create more awareness for the NFL here. The Dolphins were assigned to Brazil. And then the Dolphins and Bears are assigned to Spain. Is Caleb Williams about to be like the second most recognized athlete in Spain here in in a few years?
You tell me he's got Rosetta Stone in his Amazon basket right now. It's going on.
Learning some Spanish. I like
Yeah.
it. I we'll see how it goes, but from everything I can gather, it seems like the international games are doing well, and it creates that early TV window, which of course the TV partners are thrilled about.
I'm looking forward to seeing that Brazilian 7-on-7 team in the 2028 Olympics. It's going to
Oh
be
my
awesome.
gosh.
Uh,
Don't get him started. Oh boy. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
Draymond Green, I guess. The 360 spinning punch. What is I mean, I know he's always been crazy. He's always been crazy. But it feels like he either is like really gone off the deep end, or the NBA is just like they can't punish him enough that he cares. It's one or the other. Maybe it's both. I don't know.
It is his third ejection in 23 games. Also had the suspension. I don't know, but it feels like the guy's going through some stuff, and maybe it goes all the way back to the Jordan Poole video leaking. Maybe he just hasn't recovered from that. Maybe it's all the podcasting. I don't know, man. He's just doing really stupid stuff on the court, like him doing that to Nurkic. He obviously should be ejected for it, but as dumb as that is, him fouling Chet at the end of the game on the three is like even dumber. And he's had multiple plays like that this year. I mean, the other Oklahoma City game when they were here, the ball's on the rim. Steph Curry's making a layup to win the game, and he goes and touches the ball. I mean, what are you doing, dude?
It's like self-sabotage. And he's always been like, what for me personally, he is like the epitome of the type of player that I absolutely hate. I cannot stand players like that. Everything ends up being about him even whenever it's not. We're always babysitting you. You're always getting thrown out of a game whenever we need you. It's always like this, something at the end of the game or a mess up here or there. It's always something. Yeah, you give good play in between, but the other mistakes are like they're just killers, man. And it's all done with an arrogance of like, you can't touch me, you can't tell me what to do. It's just like a poison, man. And he's a hell of a basketball player. And you can tell, really smart. So I don't understand how you could why this happens to him. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's like
I don't think
bipolar, maybe.
I don't think
know.
anyone's surprised at this point.
No.
It kind of happens like another one for Draymond. Remember, the guy cost his team a title with this type of stuff.
Yeah.
An NBA title. It just I don't know, but clearly him getting ejected from the game it doesn't help the team. They lost that game. I mean, they lost to the Suns, and now you start looking at the Western Conference playoff picture. It's getting hyper competitive in the West, and Golden State, it feels like they still have one of the best players in the league in Steph Curry, but they are currently, I mean, they're out of the playoff picture. They're the 11 seed right now. You can't be doing stupid stuff that ends up losing you games. And he's done it in, 2 of their last 3 games. What do you
I don't
think
know.
Steph Curry's thinking right now? He's got to be the most frustrated person on the planet because he doesn't do any of that stuff.
What is he thinking or what is he doing? Because he's thinking the this is going to get us beat. This is going to knock us out of the playoffs. This is going to lose us a bunch of money. I mean, he's thinking the same thing everyone else is thinking. What is he doing? He ain't doing shit. None of them are. Everyone is scared to death of him that they're going to get punched in practice or they're going to get punched in the locker room. He's a bully that has the entire team and the entire league pressed under his thumb, and ain't no one going to do shit about it. And until someone does, he's going to continue the same type of behavior. I mean, there's nothing new. You see this everywhere. That's what's happening, right?
It's hard to disagree with. We'll see what. I will not be surprised if he gets suspended a couple games for it. I mean, how many offenses can you have? So we'll see. But yeah, the Warriors are struggling right now, and you just hate to see it. I mean, you absolutely
Oh,
hate to see it.
it's just brutal, right?
I know. It's just I hate to see it. Meanwhile, the Thunder 2 seed. No big deal.
Whew.
No big deal. Let's go. Boy, did they put it on him the other night. But they were up 38 at one point. No, not a good basketball team, but come on. Just boys got it rolling a little bit now. We got the arena thing out of the way. Oh, little glimpse into my winner and loser there. Let's go. But first,
Elevate your tailgate with Chapel Supply and Equipment, Oklahoma City. Chapel Supply and Equipment has generators and inverters on hand that'll give you all the power you need so you can take your tailgate to the next level. They've also got top of the line heaters to keep you warm during those cold tailgates later in the season. They're Oklahoma owned and operated. Elevate your tailgate by calling 405-495-1722 or visit chapelsupply.com. That's CHAPPELL supply.com.
and First Fidelity Bank knows how to keep fans like you happy. With more than 50 awards in the last 5 years, including Ford's Best in State Bank, the Oklahoma's Community Choice Awards, and the Journal Records Reader Rankings, it's clear that they are Oklahoma's #1 pick for quality banking. And you can find that level of outstanding service in everything FFB offers. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. First Fidelity Bank. We go where you go.
Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGinnis offers a college prep curriculum that includes 22 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com and use promo code TED, TED for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off. For my winner of the week, thought about going with the NBA in-season tournament. Anytime a team raises a banner, it makes it a big deal, right? I could not believe that the Lakers are going to put up an NBA in-season tournament banner, but it legitimizes the tournament. I do wonder if the NBA strongly suggested this to them, and they said it's going to look different, and there's only going to be one. It's going to look different than their title banners, but I did not see this coming. Maybe I should have said, but the NBA in-season tournament championship banner is going to be hanging there at whatever it's called now. I still call it Staples Center. Was it Crypto something?
Yeah.
How about that? How about the in-season tournament getting legitimized with the banner?
I don't necessarily mind it. Here's the thing. People have hung banners and celebrated far worse. I mean, for example, 1945 national championship, 80 years later, come on, right? So I don't know. Parade? They're going to have a parade with it too? That would be awesome.
The in-season tournament champion parade. Yes. No,
Uh,
it's going to be one banner. If they win more in the future, they're just going to add years to it. But in all seriousness, the Lakers putting up a banner for it, it kind of forces every franchise from now on to put a banner up for it. They are the Lakers.
yeah,
So
that's
it
true.
it legitimizes it, or at least that's how it feels to me. Could be wrong.
No, I agree. I agree.
But my winner of the week, the city of Oklahoma City. The people have spoken, Ted. A
Mm,
dominant 71-29 victory for the yes voters on the new arena. I'm so happy. I'm so excited, not only for the future of the Oklahoma City Thunder, but just what this means for the future of the city as a whole. It just felt so massive. I thought it was one of the most important days in the city's history of my lifetime, and I was really confident. But man, it felt so good to see those statements from Adam Silver and Clay Bennett come out, and it was like it's over, we've done it. I'm thrilled, man. And it's a relief. Now we can just enjoy this team knowing that they're not going anywhere, and that
yep.
just it makes it even more enjoyable with the product that the Oklahoma City Thunder is putting on the court right now. I I could not be happier. Let's go.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it just kind of goes to show you that because there's a lot of nervous people out there, um, because there was a pretty vocal opposition, all right? And that vocal opposition was getting quite a bit of attention. So the fact that it was so dominant, 71-29, I mean that's a landslide. And I I don't know. I'm thrilled about it. I think it's awesome. I think uh I think it's going to be done right. I think it's going to be something really special, and is as awesome as the arena we have now has been, and how so many people have really I enjoyed going down there. It's kind of been a part of some younger kids growing up, and like it's going to be cool to see the transition to like bigger, better. I Whenever it's done, and I don't know when did it's going to be a quick turnaround. I mean, it seems like it's a long ways away, but for everything, it's going to like they are doing it about as fast as you possibly can. Um, Whenever it happens, we're going to have like one of the best arenas in the country. That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember Mayor Holt told us 2029.
Yeah.
So that feels far away, but for arena of this magnitude, that's moving. And I know that some people that will have influence on what this arena is going to look like, they've been doing their research for a long time. They've been going around the country and visiting all these new arenas and saying, we like that, we don't like that. Let's not do this, let's do this. I can't wait to see what this ends up looking like. And it's going to be awesome. And it's not just the arena itself, it's like the area, what's going to happen with the area around it and how all of that's going to grow for, bars, restaurants, hotels, like all of that stuff. Retail. I'm pumped, man. And then you start thinking about how good this team is right now and what that could look like. And that is where you think about the revenue that the arena will drive, right? You're going to have more stuff in the arena that will result in more revenue, not only for the city, but for the team. And you've got other factors at work here. You've got the new NBA TV deal that's coming. You've got NBA expansion that's coming. You've got all this revenue that's going to be coming coming in for the Thunder that hasn't necessarily been there. And it's going to line up perfectly for when we got to pay all these guys. And it's just one of those things where it's like that timing could be really, really good. And this ownership group, they've shown willingness to dip into the tax before. And with all these new revenue streams, I think it's safe to assume that they're not going to be afraid to do that to continue to have, a legitimate title contender here in Oklahoma City. Dude, it's all so exciting. I couldn't be happier.
It is. It's you go in waves, and we are about to start ramping up. It's going to be awesome.
One last thing on that, and I've talked about this before. My favorite thing about the Thunder is how it brings people in this state together. Growing up here, I'm sure you felt the same thing, Ted. It was always OU and OSU people. You sprinkle some Tulsa people in there, right? But OU and OSU people, it felt like the people of Oklahoma City versus the people of Tulsa for whatever reason. And this team, I feel like this team brings people in this state together. And this is something I was thinking about. I was thinking about the impact of the team staying and what that could mean. And obviously, I've got a 2-year-old, loves the Thunder, wants to go to every game, talks about Shea, talks about Chet. Like he brings it up, like wants to shoot baskets outside, inside, tells me every single day he's going to play for the Thunder. So like I see that, and I get to experience that with him for who knows how long. And so it is, that part of it for me has like changed how I view the entire thing. Like seeing how much it means to my son. And I know a lot of people out there have kids that feel the same way about that team. But I was thinking about like, okay, what brings people together in this state like the Thunder? Because you've got your OSU people, you've got your OU people, and I was thinking about my lifetime in the state, and the only other thing that I think that has brought people together like the Thunder has is tragedies that we have here. It was weird to think about. I was thinking about like the only thing that has brought people truly together, the bombing, tornado destruction. And it's like now we have this team that's going to be here that can bring us all together more. And I just think I don't know how you measure that for the state of Oklahoma, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to express how happy I am that I'm going to get to share this with my kids, and just with everyone in this state that cheers for this team. I don't know. It feels so healthy for the state. And I know there's an economic impact, and people want to talk about the numbers and what impact the new arena will have on the economy, and like, is it worth it all that? And I get that, but I think how it brings the state together as a whole, it's worth whatever we end up spending on that arena.
Well said. Well said. And it's right, and I feel like you may never be able to recapture the original magic you had whenever the Thunder first got here and had that meteoric rise, right? You may never be able to capture that again, but I think, they're about to start going on a run where you get everyone, because at that time, everybody was bought in 100%. And, it comes and goes a little bit, but they're about to go on a run, it feels like, where everybody 100% right back in it. It's going to be fun.
I'm so excited. All right, for my loser of the week, I'm going with people that have been saying Nebraska football is dead. Ted, do the Cornhuskers have some life here? I think they do. Matt Rule, there is so much smoke. It almost feels inevitable at this point that the number one quarterback in the 2024 recruiting class, Dylan Raiola, is going to sign with Nebraska, not Georgia, next week. And if I'm being honest, man, I really hope it happens. I think it would be great. It'd obviously be great for Nebraska. I just think it would make college football more fun. Georgia's got enough dudes, man. They got all the dudes. Nebraska with a elite quarterback. Come on. Yes, that makes college football more fun in my mind. So you clearly have a good relationship with Dylan's dad. I know him as well. He was on the strength staff when I was in Detroit. You guys played together. A lot of smoke, man. I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't end up signing in Nebraska at this point.
It sounds like it to me. Yeah, I was just texting with Dom yesterday about it, and it sure seems like it's happening. Yeah, and his dad was unbelievable player at Nebraska, unbelievable player in the NFL. There's a big time legacy there.
His uncle's the O-line coach at
Uncle's the
Nebraska.
line, Donovan. Yeah, well, he played at Wisconsin, I think.
He played with Dusty, so
Yeah,
Dusty knows him well. So
yeah,
it's
yeah. I think it's good for college football. Honestly, spread the wealth out a little bit, and then also, I to remember, and kind of ties back to the Stutzman and Bowman and Downs. College football is really the last place where legacy matters a little bit, like in like a kid going to play where his dad played is like that's part of college football. And when you have something like this, you can go to Georgia, who that's where all the number ones go, right? Or you can go to a place like the story is there. If you go to Georgia and win a bunch of games at Georgia right now, are you really going to make your mark? If you go to Nebraska, where they won a national championship when your dad was there, your dad was an All-American. The program has been essentially dead since he left. I mean, I know they've had a couple of runs in there, but you go win at Nebraska, you cement that last name forever. And you don't even have to win a national championship, probably. You just go have a couple of 10-win seasons and make some big bowl games and get yourself in the 12-team playoff. Like that, to me, is what's good for college football.
And I don't even know. I'm rooting for him to sign with Nebraska. I'll just be honest. I don't even know what the domino effect of him choosing Nebraska could be. Let's remember, there's another portal window in the spring. If he's in the boat and has a couple of months to reach out to other guys and the staff can leverage that, I don't know. And then you've got the kind of the business perspective of thing. We heard what Matt Rule said was the going rate for elite quarterbacks.
I'll tell you right now, and this goes back before Rule even got the job. I was talking to Dom about like some of the NIL offers they were getting at the time then. And I don't know if people really Nebraska's getting their ducks in a row, but there is huge money behind that program. Huge money.
And he's going to be getting, for lack of a better term, a salary, right? But Nebraska's got nothing else. There's no Nebraska State. There's no NFL team. There's no NBA team. It is the block end, man. He instantly becomes the most famous athlete in the state. Everyone, and I know that it doesn't have a
Jordy
massive
Ball, right behind
Jordy Ball and Dylan Raiola. It makes him incredibly marketable and incredibly valuable. And he would have had more talent around him at Georgia, but once again, with the way that the portal works, there's nothing stopping Nebraska from loading up on talent to put around him.
No,
And with
maybe he's
what?
got a great young left guard that they're bringing in.
Oh boy, could be, could be, but yeah, it seems like the what's it called, the 1890 initiative. It seems like they're doing some work. I saw they're rumored to be the leader to land Julian Fleming, that wide receiver from Ohio State. There's some stuff that possibly Kyle McCord's going there. I don't know if that makes sense if Raiola's in the boat now, but it's interesting, man. It feels like Nebraska is slowly but surely rising from the ashes under Matt Rule.
They've got all the
And
right things in place for it
yeah,
to the recipe is there for it to explode. They just got to get the right players in, and it looks like it's happening slowly but surely.